Hi, welcome back.
Episode 15.
No,
Says?
oui, says.
Alors. Zut alors. No one says zut alors anymore.
Why not?
Because it's a bit old. They
What does
just
it
like to
mean?
swear. Everyone says putain now in French. They just swear.
What does zut alors mean?
Zut alors. Something of I don't know. Don't know. It's just
Oh my
a phrase.
gosh, or
yeah,
like-
that kind of thing. But now they just say fuck. Putain.
Putain, that's
Yeah,
just
nice.
rude. French are rude sometimes, aren't
We were
they?
watching that England under-20s and the scrum half was constantly swearing.
Is it better to swear? And I think swearing,
Yeah, swearing
in,
in another language sounds...
doesn't sound harsh. So an example of that is like if you go somewhere, well, there's lots of nail salons around and there's lots of Vietnamese, Chinese who run these salons, nail salons.
Yeah.
And they play like current, I sound like really old, but like pop music, like stuff that's, but obviously not the radio edit versions.
Oh, okay.
Because they don't, the words are just, they know the words, but it's not like their first language. So in your second language, swearing, and all the
Doesn't
customers
sound
are sitting
quite
there
so
and you're like
bad.
going, slightly
I
inappropriate.
don't think I want to sleep with my mother.
Words that you're playing there. Anyway, we digress.
Normally do.
You are blending in. It's like your camouflage,
I'm a
fully
chameleon
yellow.
today.
You need to have yellow trousers.
Come. Sorry.
Who sang that? 3, 2, 1, go.
Culture Club.
Well done.
Good.
Lead singer's called?
Oh, Sugar Ray. Boy George.
No, it's not Sugar Ray Leonard. No, he's not
Boy
a
George.
singer. Boy George, well done.
But I don't know his real name. Because I don't think he was christened Boy
No,
George.
oh gosh, answer on the postcard. Right in. We do know. I'll have to Google it, but
Don't Google it, Susie.
don't put your hands over your mouth. I'm not going to tell you again.
But it just makes me feel so
Right,
secure.
fiddling with your beard, scratching your balls. It's just what you do all the time.
Okay.
You all right? Whatever.
Jesus.
And you've got Mystic written on your sweatshirt today. Does that mean you're
Mystic Meg.
Mystic Mark?
Do you remember? Yes.
Mystic Mark. That could be a whole new segment on the
Yes,
podcast.
I could get my balls out.
Get your crystal ball out.
Yes.
Just the one.
Yeah. Big, clear one. Do you ever think...
I'm worried now. Your brain went off.
So, what's
Went
your
from
view on dreams?
big, clear balls.
Should we watch Star Wars? Obviously, Flynn's got back into Star Wars now, and Return of the Sith or whatever. And Padme he sees a vision that she's going to die in her. Well,
Who did Flynn did?
Flynn did in
Okay.
the film, and he, whatever his name, Darth Vader or whatever he is, Anakin
Skywalker.
or
come on.
Anal as we call him,
Yeah, nice.
has this premonition that Padme is going to die in childbirth, which is
Right.
correct. Do dreams manifest themselves? Have you ever had a dream and you went, "Oh God, that happened"?
No, but I think there's definitely a link sometimes.
So you
where
think they do?
Like your subconscious is thinking about things and then you dream it. And obviously those things are current in your life, whatever it might be, I think.
And I
But
still
no, I've never had a
keep
dream where
forgetting-
like
it's on my to-do
Brad
list.
Pitt turns up,
Oh,
little Brad behind me.
he's only
He's
shrunk.
very little. He's shrunk.
He's shrinking. I think his cardboard's.
I've sort of folded his legs up because they're a bit wobbly. He's getting
And then
on a
the
bit.
other one I haven't looked into is cheese. And is there a direct
Cheese.
relation to cheese and dreams? I haven't actually looked into that.
It does seem to, I don't know, scientifically I don't know, but just coincidentally, possibly, I think when, especially goat's cheese, weirdly, if I've had goat's cheese, people have really vivid
I'd
dreams.
like to have a goat. I was just like goats.
Baby goats are funny.
You
They're
can get those
little goats.
pygmy goats.
Yeah, little goat just skipping and hopping around.
Yeah, I'd like a goat.
We haven't got grass though, so it'd be rubbish.
True.
We have, that's true, we haven't got like a concrete garden.
Take the goat for a walk.
Talking of our gardens, big news in the Roberts household.
Yes.
Just arrived yesterday, but we can't use yet because it's...
Well, I just went back to him and went, actually, can he come today? I'm so desperate to use it. We've got a sauna.
We've got a sauna.
We bought a barrel sauna from Estonia. And I was a bit worried. I thought I was getting ripped off because I didn't hear anything for ages. And then a very nice man, Ben,
Very nice man, delivery
came with his
man.
HIAB, which is a new phrase I didn't know, and I don't know what it stands for, but it basically means crane on back of lorry. I sound like Yoda.
He was very,
Lorry
very
with
good.
crane.
He was lovely. I was slightly concerned when you left me here alone with...
You don't like dealing with stuff like that.
Well,
You
no.
you don't like ringing people on the phone.
I hate ringing people on the phone. Do not ring
and
me
you
on the
don't
phone.
like it, even if I've given you clear instructions of what they have to do, like a builder or
And
something.
I'm absolutely fine, but
Yeah,
I just
but you
find
get
even though
very
I'm quite...
twitchy because you have to make the final decision.
No, it's not that. It's just you've organised. If I've organised it and then that's different. But if someone else, I feel responsible because you've done it. It's your thing. You've organised the sauna, chosen it, done all that. So it's your child arriving.
Well, it's here, still with a
I'll put a little clip up of it being
still
lifted
covered
over
and
the
not
wall,
plugged in yet.
swinging around in the wind. I was a little bit concerned
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it might drop, but Ben was on it. He was sorted.
It was very good. That's a lifestyle, isn't it? So he's been delivering all week and he lives in his truck.
I don't think he lives in it full time,
No,
but he
but when he's
lives in it for
delivering-
job. So he lived, I don't know, in Chelmsford or somewhere, and then wherever he was picking up our sauna from, wherever it came into, he stayed in his truck. So he was nearby, and then drove here, and then he was driving somewhere else.
Some mad jobs out there, aren't there?
But he was lovely, very chirpy, chatty,
Yeah.
very helpful.
So, yeah, so we have a sauna.
So we have a sauna.
Going to be super healthy now.
Can't use it, but
Yet.
we have one looking fabulous on.
So at the end of next
Newcastle.
week, hopefully.
So there'll be more sauna chat coming.
And you getting in the cold water.
No.
What? No, come on. Come on.
Well, we'll
We've
have to break
talked about
myself
there's
in
a lot. Well, that's what I
gently.
said.
To be honest, it's so bloody cold outside. Yesterday when I was standing there with my dry robe, my 15
It's not the
layers,
same,
and it
though.
was raining, it was cold. If you come out of the sauna and just stood there, that's cold enough
No.
for me right
No.
now.
No.
Whatever.
We've got to get your breath control, breast control, under control.
Are you
See?
going to do that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I'll support them while you're in the water.
Right, thanks.
That's what I'm here for.
Trying it. Yeah, I've got new sports bras. Anyway, let's talk about that.
Not actually a
Support.
sports bra, you said. It's just another leopard print
it's a
thing.
really, basically. It's like you seeing something yellow. If I see something leopard print, I have to buy it.
Yeah.
But it's very comfortable.
Have you tried it
Normal
on?
bra. Yeah, I tried it on last night. Not wearing it now.
Oh.
I've got a different one. It's Gymshark, I think.
Oh, look, leopard print.
But it is sort of leopardy print, but it's Gymshark.
Nice.
Um,
Gymshark. That's the company I was thinking of the other day with the two brothers that set it up. Or was it one guy?
no, one guy.
Right.
Then
Please
someone-
ignore me. Gymshark.
Okay. I think he had a friend. He did it with a friend or someone.
It
But
was out of the garage. His dad lent him a bit of
Primarily
money
him,
to start
yeah.
with, and then everyone told him don't do it.
Multi-millionaire.
The market's absolutely saturated with goods, and now he's smashing it.
loving
which is
it.
great.
And he seems genuinely
It's
quite
like
nice.
protein makers, and then the new creatine. Everyone's making creatine more and more friendly for people to consume. And that
just having
overload or
sweets.
whatever it's called. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's doing really well.
Got to find the product people want. And that's how you make your money.
Well, no, if you look at it and you think, well, that market must be saturated. It's just like Maxi Muscle, which then
Yeah, but they made creatine that people want, made it accessible. So people go, I really like taking creatine, I like the effects, but I don't like it in a powder because it's disgusting.
Yeah.
So they went, let's put it in a different form that people will take. And then boom,
boom.
that's how it happens,
Okay,
people.
I like a boom.
You've got to find a solution to a problem and then find the product that works.
Good handwork.
Yes. So that's what's happening. So talk us through gym update. We have had Angelica Bellin,
Cool, Jay.
who's now known as LL.
She's 2 L's and an Angelica. Is that normal?
Well, I don't think anything is normal in a name. It's normal for her, yeah.
No, but Angelica
She's got
normally
Bell
is
as well,
one.
double L. She's 4 L's, really.
Oh, yes. But there isn't a rapper called 4L Cool
4 L.
J.
Maybe she was. She's a new one.
Anyway, so LL
So
came in and you
LL
did a
came in.
team training session.
So she came for a testing last week, which
Mm-hmm.
went very well. And she loved it. And so we were coming and doing little team trains. We did our first session on Wednesday.
That wasn't too horrible. Well, there was elements of horribleness.
I didn't mind it too much. But
Yeah, well, you're strong.
But I'm also used to doing that type of training. It's new-ish to her to do that type of training.
Yes, more strength.
But
and
yeah, she's good.
specific work.
She beat me on the bloody Blaze pods, though.
Oh, the
Not having
reaction
that.
Pods. And then Chad came in, the sprinter, GB sprinter, and Hebron, his mate that trained together. Chad got 60.
I know.
Oh, I didn't know if you said
I did ask. I said,
So I was winning at 50.
he said, oh, I've got the, oh no, because I think I was telling him about Angelica beating me. And he said, well, I got the record. And I was like, what? You beat Mark? I didn't beat you. He's 10.
Smash me. I
Smashed
know.
you.
I'm coming back.
So I think my excuse, because it wasn't my best, she actually still beat my better
Yeah, but
one.
she's shorter than you.
Oh,
So
no, that's not my excuse. My excuse was that it was 9 o'clock in the morning. And although I've been up since 5 o'clock the last 2 mornings, that's
Yeah,
a
you've
pain in
had
the
some
arse.
lovely mornings, haven't you?
I don't think I was quite awake, like, what's the word?
Alert.
No, alert, or like, physically I was awake, but I wasn't
Good, that's
firing up. My neurons weren't working.
Oh, God.
Nina and the Neurons, do you remember her? She was a TV presenter.
Who's Nina and the Neurons?
It was a kids show to educate kids about, like, it was like science stuff.
Oh, okay. Is it like Tony Hart and art?
Yes, but new.
I always wanted to get a piece of artwork in there, but I was so
Never-
bad at
yeah.
art.
I don't think
so
that was
bad.
your thing.
No. I've tried. Well, I haven't really tried.
What
but
was your thing that your parents had by the
Excuse
pool?
me, it was a swan,
thing.
clay swan. It
They
was
still got it?
boss-eyed, and one wing was broken.
Did they keep it?
I think, unfortunately, when they sold the house,
It-
I think they may have sold it at an auction.
They probably sold it with that. Probably raised the price of the house. Actually, that being by the pool.
Yeah, I think it was on all the brochures.
That was literally like and unique.
It was like
artwork.
it was like the eyes followed you around the room. Yeah, boss-eyed.
So gym update is all happening. We've had a few people in.
More testing.
Lots of
We're
lovely
not using
testing.
the word testing because it's interesting.
Well, no, I
it
think
scares people.
Yeah, assessment for the fitness stuff, and then performance testing because people are coming in performance. They want to know
Exactly.
Slightly different level of facts and stats. But and we've also had a football in. Isaac.
Yeah, who's lovely, Swedish. Was signed for Chelsea when he was a young lad. It was interesting talking about that with him. You know, a 14-year-old getting shipped out from Stockholm. Well, he's not Stockholm, Gothia, to Chelsea Academy full time as a 14. So he was there 14 to 19, I think he said. He said, yeah, that was pretty full on and scary. And
because it's not even your own language. You know, like David Beckham got moved from Essex to Man United, but at least it's the same language. Yeah. I know most Swedish people. But yes,
he's unfortunately he ruptured his left. Was it last season before? Now he's ruptured his right Achilles. So he was seeing Steve, the ex-Chelsea physio, who's great,
but using our
and then wanted
place?
to do some using our place, and then I did a bit of testing on him just to see.
Yeah. That was really good. Interesting listening to him chat about that because obviously I was just lurking around in the gym, in and out of the treatment room. But he was really positive about the testing because I think that gave him confidence. He said that gave him confidence. You know, doing the rehab work, having the physio working is fine, but actually putting it into, you know, actually seeing how strong it is without being in an environment where you think, oh my gosh, it's going to snap again. So that gave him confidence to go back and train and feel
to slowly increase, because there were certain movements like dropping off a step. He really doesn't have a lot of power in it still, but it's not surprising.
But that shows up where the weaker areas rather than just someone working on it. Or I mean,
but then that's, as we've said, it's like you can do all those testing can relate to anyone. If someone's doing a park run, so you're like, oh, why do I keep pulling my calves?
I've got a Suzie shout out actually relevant to that.
Oh, here we go.
Suzie shout out.
Yes, please.
Tony wrote in via DM. That's called Instagram. You know that. I explained that last week to you.
Yes. It means direct message.
Well done.
Thank you.
And he wrote in to tell us he'd listened to the podcast and he passed on the advice that you gave last week about the calf raises for runners.
Oh, yeah.
That advice.
Nice.
From Mark's Bits.
Yes.
So to his friend who runs and says, look, you need to be able to do this, otherwise you're going to keep damaging. So well done, Tony. Thank you for writing in.
Nice tone.
And keep listening. Keep listening.
Nice tone.
So what else is happening with the gym? So bugger all next week. We're now recording this today. We're recording it early than normal.
I'm away next week.
Because he's leaving me.
Well, you were invited.
No, you're leaving me. That's it.
I'm taking your brother.
I know.
And his son.
His son. Yes. Your nephew.
So he's my brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't think it's a nephew-in-law.
Can he be my son-in-law? I've always wanted. No,
because that would be Amber's husband is your son-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
You have this weird thing you call the dogs. You say, or you call yourself their father-in-law.
Yeah, because I'm not their actual father.
They're not married to one of our children. That was the only way it would make you a father-in-law.
Oh yeah.
I'm just going to move my microphone away.
Are you too loud again?
So loud.
It's not like you.
I
don't think you need a mic. Why don't you just use mine?
I'll just get off yours. I'm just going to take my volume down. Okay.
Just tell Blair that you're like, sorry, we just use one and you can shout from there.
So rude.
And then you've made your corner busier.
Just...
Apparently you were a bit boring.
Yeah, I said that. He didn't say I was boring.
Okay.
That was my interpretation of what he said, but he didn't say. There was just a little bit of a blank space here.
Oh, not talking about you.
No.
He did text me. He DM'd me privately.
Doesn't have your number.
Said, as you're the talent.
I'm the producer, director, writer.
Exactly.
Performer.
Creative.
You just turn up. You just rock up and sit in the chair and I talk at you.
After my dogging.
Yeah, it's always dogging, aren't you?
So we're park running today as I walk back. We're about to start. So yes, lots of people with different running styles jogging along.
We're not handing out leaflets to your runners class.
I do think it's such a brilliant thing, that I really do, because there's no pressure. I know that you have your times and you shows you how you've improved or not or whatever, but it's such a mixture of people. Why do you think it's also just an organised
thing rather than going out for a run on your own? You might not go, but it gives you
a goal,
a commitment, a time. Yeah. It's almost like a mass group class run.
Yeah, and everyone seemed to, as they're jogging along, walking along to the start, they're all chatting to each other. It's nice.
I suppose we see the same people every week.
Community.
Big up the community people. Big up.
Isn't it?
Yeah, so gym's done. You've been walking. So you're going skiing, which is very nice. We'd already booked this week, so it's not like you just decided last minute, we're opening a new gym, now I'm going to go away for a week.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd already looked
I do feel a bit bad because I've got quite a few things to do, but it might give me headspace. But
you need to have, but we haven't opened officially yet, so that's okay. I don't know why I'm doing that with my hand. I'm moving my hand up and down. So I think actually for you to have like a timeout and come back.
Lucky me. Sweet.
But it just gives you a bit more clarity. I think because it is very close to where we live, and you're constantly, it's been pretty 24/7 for us.
Well, I haven't slept there, not yet.
No,
I did sleep at the other
like
one,
in your brain, as I meant. Even when we're at home, we're talking about it, or morning we're talking about it, which is great because it needs to be talked about a lot at the moment, and lots of stuff to sort. But then once it fully opens, and then you've got new staff coming in. You've got Charlie and Ben,
Chucky, and Benji,
Ben coming in.
Very good.
And then we're just trying to locate a very good female PT coach, which is good.
That's the plan.
So we can offer.
Yes, looks like we've got physio lined out. We've got a great osteo.
An amazing sports massage therapist.
Yeah, she's very good, but she's not ginger.
I can dye my hair red.
Can you?
I've had red hair before.
Oh yes, look behind you.
Yeah, but that's sort of that's higher up.
That's copper. That's like earthy bronze.
That's orangea. But I had red. Do you remember? I had short hair and I had it really red.
Oh yeah, is that when you had your bob stage?
No, it was really short.
Skinhead.
Not a skinhead, no.
Were you doing Demi Moore in whatever that film she did when she was...
G.I. Jane.
Thank you.
No, I wasn't. So excitement happening. Six Nations is happening.
Yeah, we are a bit of a rugby house with Amber now playing rugby up at Nottingham Trent. Flynn lives and breathes. Got a big sevens tournament this Sunday, and you've been dragged into the rugby community.
No, I think I've always interested in rugby. Just slightly different interests, probably when I was in my 20s.
You seem to be attracted to the guys with tight shorts. So it's either Henry Slade or...
It was back in the days, Sonny Bill Williams.
Oh, he was your favourite. He would be my gay preference.
He's got good legs.
He's got good everything.
All right, I don't know about everything.
I think he's done a few. He's quite an interesting chap. He got in trouble, didn't he? Anyway. So yes, as long as they've got tight shorts and.
Well, no, there's got a bit of something about him.
Smith wears tight shorts.
No, he doesn't do it for me.
Was it because he twitches his neck a lot?
Yeah, I think it's his hair. He's like constantly moving his head. It's like makes my neck go funny. I think he's an amazing, obviously, rugby player.
Because there's all this talk.
Amber's slightly more interested in Marcus Smith than. Because she's met him and had a vote to take him.
Oh, yeah. There's all this talk about it. They're losing the Six Nations off terrestrial TV, which I think would be a disaster because all these pubs that show it and lots of people will watch the sport because they don't have to pay. They don't have to be on TNT or whatever it's called now.
And also rugby needs support. It needs the following. Because...
And then the other one, we were talking about, so we watched a clip this morning, Joe Marler, an old interview of him being interviewed by someone.
Utter knob of a journalist.
It must be in the World Cup because, they were about to play Fiji in the quarterfinals, and it was just really vague question. It was terrible. But when you see these guys away from England, so rugby is still predominantly private school educated blokes.
Scholarship
so they're normally pretty well spoken. But when you see them off camera on doing their own stuff, they're very funny. They're very articulate. Articulate? Is that the right word? Mm-hmm. Look at me. But then when you see them with their England kit, whether they have to stick to this party line, but Joe Marler never did, but I just don't think he really cared if he got the job or not. So they're all, that's the biggest fear, I think, with any team sport is that you're going to get kicked out. So Caden Murley, who played last week, who's been playing brilliantly, Flynn's favourite, an amazing winger, just made a few...
Yeah.
And I really hope, apparently he's injured this week, that's why he's not been picked, but I really hope that Steve Borthwick doesn't drop him because of one bad game.
Wrote I don't know where it was asked a question or wrote almost like a support of Caden Merling saying, please do not mistakes.
It's not just him. If he gets dropped, for that game, everyone else will think, shit, if I have one bad game, that's it.
Everybody makes mistakes. And
I mean, look at but the French, when they first started, they were all over the shop. But the coach went, no, it takes time to bed people in.
Yeah. Yeah, and also the consistency of the team playing together. If you keep switching in players here, players there, they don't know how they sort of gel together as a team. Yes, you'll have reserves. Yes, you'll have people come in, but as a squad, especially because they don't play club rugby together, they're all playing in different clubs and being coached differently for different tactics, different plays. Actually the consistency of gelling as a team with the same players and supporting that player to say, right, well, brush it off. I did actually see it's football. The other sport,
yes,
that lots of people like. I saw again an interview with a guy who's a scout and not a Cub Scout.
Okay,
a football
Stroke
scout.
my beaver.
Stroke my beaver. And he was saying he had his little book, and he says, "What I look for when I go." He said, "I have my book," and he said, I've got names of certain players I'm watching." He said, "And if I see them make a mistake," he said, "I don't cross them off because of the mistake. I would like to see how they react to that mistake. So if they lose the ball or the ball's taken off them, do they have a massive hissy fit, sulk, stomp, get angry, or just not?" He said, "What I want to see is them fight, go back in, immediately pick themselves up, go and try and get the ball back, try and win the ball back,
attitude,
or try and it's how they react to that mistake, which is a make or break for him as a player. Make or break."
So Six Nations, very exciting. England, France today, big game. Le Cranche. That's French. It's not.
Okay.
But
and you're in a little group with Flynn and his mates and
Flynn's
some of the other dads.
maybe it's third, fourth year. Six Nations Fantasy League. So you pick your players, and obviously most people know about Fantasy League. So so it's good fun. But I'm 13th at the moment out of 20.
You were winning the first ones.
Let's not talk about that, Suzie.
They've all grown up now.
They've all worked out that whoever plays Wales now, unfortunately, you pick a really strong team against the weakest team, and they normally score lots of points because it's hard. French played Wales and beat them 40.
When you go to France next week,
away.
So when this comes out, you'll be in France.
Away.
Who are you going to be supporting? Because
well, we will hopefully.
None of the games,
we won't be there on the weekend.
None of the games will be there. No, you'll be back in England, so you have to support England.
Angleterre.
Yes,
but I do. When these guys get interviewed, because everyone's now about building their social media, all of this stuff and building their identities, and all of these guys are, quite funny. Well, they are funny, but it's like. I think it comes out with the same attitude on the pitch. If they make a mistake or they say something wrong, on an interview, that they're going to be shunned and dropped. It's like...
Yeah, but I think it's also, there's almost like a pattern of how they have to respond, and they're following that pattern,
as long
as and they don't need to.
No, as long as they're not rude, but they must be told to do it, because they're all the same. So the first thing they say is, "Oh, the other team played brilliantly, lots of respect to them, whether they won or lost," which is fair, that's a game, that's sportsmanship. But then it's like, No,
it's the same as it's no different to the footballers. A lot of the time, they have a set thing they're supposed to say, or they just are told to say, or rehearse, and it's the same crap. Well, we need to get the ball in the back of the net, because that's how they speak.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But then you get someone like Roy Keane.
I thought you were saying Roy Kent from...
Not Roy Kent, but based on Roy Keane, who just would not... He's a Joe Marler of the football world. He would just say it how it is and just tell them all to F off if he's had enough. Someone asks him a stupid question, he'll go, "Well, that's a fucking stupid question. I'm not going to answer that." So there are anomalies to that who don't... Like you say, they just are themselves. They can't be anything but themselves. But I think, like you say, it's almost like politicians. They'll become more like politicians. They answer and they say stuff, and
because it's the fear of losing.
Yeah, but they don't say what they really feel. And obviously, again, part of that is not showing the opposition that there's any weakness in the team or there's any flaws.
And I guess,
or any...
if you've been interviewed after playing 80 minutes of rugby and you've been kicking the shit and you've been people trying to kick the shit out of you and your emotions are all over the shop. Imagine if I got interviewed and someone put a camera and a microphone in my face straight after a game, I would say some pretty stupid stuff.
Yeah, I think sometimes a bit like with us with Gladiators, they would select certain people to be doing certain things because they know they'd be able to
control it,
hold themselves together, like meeting the Queen.
Oh yes,
or
Queenie.
Yeah, things like that. So people who know when and what to say at certain times.
I'm amazed how. So the Curry brothers, the first time that twins have played together, they played last week, and the physicality of the game now. I mean, Tom and Ben. I mean, I don't know how they actually walk the next day. I mean, it's just, they're big. I mean, Flynn's 82, 83 kilos now at 17. Yeah. And then these guys are all getting close to 100k plus and strong and powerful and running into each other. So the forces are just...
Well, I think that we know Anne-Marie, who's they have great therapists and physio.
She's back,
and
actually.
Yes, I know, you told me. That's why I mentioned
in the second half of the Six Nations.
So she used to work with you as sports therapist.
Anne-Marie Birmingham.
And then she's set up her own company team of therapists.
Yeah, and she's based in the States now, but so she comes over she works at English Rugby and British Lions as well.
She's just had babies, so that's why she's been out.
Yeah, she's enjoying being a mama. So yeah, no, it's
cool. Well, that's rugby. So Mark's bits. What's happening this week?
Well, you've got a choice. I'm going to give you a choice.
Bits.
You're going to pick a hand.
Okay.
And one hand is one thing, obviously.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I have to tell my hand which one's which.
Oh my gosh! Really?
Oh yes. Here we go. Okay, go.
He's just explaining it to himself.
Go.
I'm going to pick your left hand because you're left-handed, and that's the one you were talking to more.
Sugar.
Honey.
Hi. So we had a mate in yesterday who is unfortunately going through cancer, and he saw a nutritionist. And there's a big talk about cancer. Why have cancers grown? And one of the thoughts and research behind it is sugar causes inflammation, and cancers grow in an inflamed state. And then I was thinking, so on a Friday and a Saturday, I myself like to have a treat, and normally it's around Jaffa cakes because they are the food of gods.
So if Jaffa Cakes want to sponsor this podcast, Mark would be very happy.
I can ingest a tube of Jaffa Cakes.
Anyway, but we're not having sugar because...
So what I've found, and do you remember I used to wear the Aura ring and the Whoop band and all of that? And they were very useful because they show you trends. But when you eat sugar late at night, your sleep is hugely... It's just as negative effect as having alcohol. And the same reasons. Sugar spikes and so on. So your quality of deep sleep just drops completely. And however lovely it is sitting there, watching TV late at night having chocolate. So I'm not saying don't have chocolate, but don't have it late at night.
Don't have a whole pack of Jaffa Cakes.
Because in theory, if you have a pack of Jaffa Cakes at lunchtime and then you're moving around, and there is a little bit of muscular movement which will then use those sugars, far better than having pack of Jaffa Cakes.
So if you're
I'm
going to
saying
have your
this to
Jaffa
myself,
Cakes,
basically.
if you're having Jaffa Cakes, have them at lunchtime or just after
have your
lunch.
treats, that's
earlier
fine.
in the day, but not for breakfast.
Life
that's
can't
wrong.
be too boring. You've got to have your treats.
Yeah.
And mine are normally Friday and Saturday. But what I have to say to myself is, even if I had them at 6 or 7 o'clock compared to 9 o'clock, would make a big difference. So you've got that kind of 90-minute window
dinner.
to digest those sugars, and so that when you go to bed, your blood sugar levels are a bit more controlled.
Saying this because you slept badly last night, or
I always
but
know.
You had a beer, a Coke, Jaffa Cakes. Yeah. You went crazy last night.
I was living on the edge.
Woo! Big Friday night.
Yeah, so there was a combination of everything. But yes,
so you can't just blame the Jaffa Cakes, is what I'm saying.
No, I meant sugar.
Sugar generally.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, occasionally...
I find it, if I do have sugar like that, it makes me go to sleep. I have a crash.
Yeah, which is normal.
But I think I have a crash and stay asleep. So I think I didn't sleep well. I go to sleep. I'm really tired. I didn't have sugar last night, but going to sleep, so tired at the minute. But then I can't stay asleep past about 5 o'clock.
Is it because you're excited to wake up next to me?
I'm not sure it's that, because I wake up next to you
most
every morning.
I wake up and you're just looking at me.
No, I'm not.
And
you can't see me because you've got an eye mask on.
I can feel you. I can smell you.
That's nice.
What was that? Who was its kid that used to wake them in the night standing right next to them? Was that Mark and Suzie?
Yeah.
So their kid, when they were younger, she'd wake up with deep sleep and he'd literally be standing there just looking at them. My God.
Yeah, that would freak you out.
It's like The Omen.
Well, Finn showed us that thing on Instagram the other day where there's like mums, if you wake them up in the middle of the night, it's like literally you wake up in like a massive panic because your child has come into the room and you're just like, what? Yeah.
So anyway, so try not to have, if you can, sugar so late. Yeah. At least give it 90 minutes before you go to bed. Beddy buys.
Beddy buys.
Yes, little Beddy buys.
Good.
I wore socks in bed the other night.
Woo! It's crazy in our house.
I'm living on the... I've got very slumpy.
You are. It's because you like mellowed and morphed into your yellow chair.
I need a baseball cap on like you, and I should be sitting on the porch with
chewing
tobacco.
With a spitting. Spitting?
I think I would have made a good American. I'm a bit preppy.
You talk a lot. God, you talk a lot today, isn't he?
Suzie.
I talk a lot, but today you are taking the chat club.
You know when I wish your mum gets laryngitis,
So rude.
so she doesn't talk. Sorry. Love you, Christine. We do have a lovely relationship.
Anyway, if you finish being rude.
I'm her favourite son.
You're her favourite son-in-law because you're
son-in-law. I can use it.
You are. She's your mother-in-law.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Very good.
What else have I got on my list?
Talking of smoking.
Relationships. Valentine's Day.
I'm with you on this. I do find it's a bit forced. It's a bit like New Year's Eve.
So you're coming back on Valentine's Day, and our friend who's in yesterday is going, back in time Valentine's Day. What a load of bollocks.
You don't need to swear, Suzie.
I didn't.
Shows
I just
poor
said
diction.
bollocks. That's not really swearing, is it?
Testicles.
We don't like, it's not just me, we don't like forced
like everything, isn't
celebrations.
It? Rose prices go up, restaurants' prices go up,
it's
cards
like the Mother's
prices.
Day things. Every day should be Mother's Day. Every day should be Valentine's.
Every day is Mother's Day, and every day is Valentine's for you.
But you know what I mean? It's like, why do we have... I get it when you're a teenager, it's like a big deal. Do you know what I mean? I was having a chat with Chad about this. Just saying, when you're a teenager, it's a bit more of a big deal, like who fancies who and who might, send your Valentine's card.
Oh, I need to send cards, don't I?
Shh. And all this stuff. Shush.
Why?
Why are you mouthing, whispering to me?
I don't hear.
They're not listening, and
every year I've sent...
They're not here.
Late?
They're not in the house.
I can still send one, can't I?
It's Friday.
Gill Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shh.
Anyway. So I think when you're a teenager, it's a big deal. But again, it's a bit like we were talking about Blue Monday and Halloween and all these other things. Blue Monday, actually, someone did write in and say they think it started because of, which is obviously a very good reason to sort of bring awareness to it, for the suicide rates were much higher on that Monday or that week in January.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bit sad and a bit sinister, but obviously it became Blue Monday isn't a commercial day. It's just a day to sort of make people aware that you might need to check in on your friends and just be a bit more aware of people
very
feeling.
Good 80s
so that's
synth group.
That's a good one. We don't mind that.
Okay.
But all the other ones that just make money. I mean, everybody's got to make money. As Ben said, restaurants need to make money. Everybody needs to make money, but it's just forced on that one day is quite tricky. I don't mind making money on the day, but they hike prices up. That's what I don't like.
Well, it's a bit like flights and stuff during the
school
summer
holidays
yeah.
and stuff like that.
There was every year, don't they have this talk? Every year they say, the government are going to step in and not allow them to do it. But it's basic supply and demand. Listen to me, economics A-level. Thank you very much, Norman Rice.
Was that the only one you got? I can't talk. So I love my A-levels, 2 of them, so much. I got one first time, and I love them so much. I did them again.
I did an A-level.
So much fun doing German and English literature again, which I've never ever used in my life.
You do?
Ever.
Someone walked past the other day and you knew what she was saying in German. See? Useful. And you then were explaining about the verb and where they place it in the sentence.
Yeah, but how boring.
Well, I found it interesting, my darling.
You didn't?
I did. I can remember it. You say I don't listen to you.
Only if I speak German, then. Obviously.
Yeah, it makes me feel dirty.
Oh, God. Bless him. Bless him. Right, well, we have to go because we've got things to do. You've got Valentine's to plan because you're not even here.
I know.
Well, I
could bring you back a Frenchman. Don't like Frenchmen?
Not sure.
Anton Dupont? Bit small for you?
Who's that?
Oh, footsie.
Oh, little...
He's a scrum half?
No.
Which of the French players would you fancy?
I don't know any of them anymore.
Oh, come on, you must know one.
Oh, listen, what was the guy with the long hair? Cheval.
Oh, Sébastien Cheval.
He was funny.
He was a proper
He would
Frenchman.
scare me.
He was an Eric Cantona of the rugby world.
Exactly. He's another Joe Marler. He's one that step out, didn't care.
No.
Be themselves. Have his massively ridiculous
I always think
long
as a
hair.
rugby player, you've brought this up. Like, we've got Cunningham South, who's the flanker for Quins as well. When you have long hair in rugby and you make a tackle, it's like Wallace at Quins. It looks even better.
It looks literally it's like slow-mo.
Yeah, it looks brilliant. And it must really annoy the other players if you just keep...
I would be really tempted as a rugby player, just pull their
give it a
hair
little tag.
or chop it off or whatever.
You could do the Polynesian thing and just have that little rat's tail.
Oh, no, that's nasty.
I think that's something to do
That's
with...
Anakin Skywalker, isn't it? And
Anal
Obi.
Skywalker.
Obi.
Oh,
Ewan
yes.
McGregor. Obi. His English accent's slightly...
Well, he is English. Or he's Scottish.
He's Scottish?
Has he got a strong Scottish accent when
Yes.
has he? But he sounds so posh.
But that's what I mean. He's putting on his Rada.
Anakin, really?
Rada voice.
Right.
Right. On that note, we've got things to do.
We love everyone because it's Valentine's.
Have a great Valentine's Day.
Make something. Hand make something.
Just make a hand and give it to someone.
Little hands. Baby hands.
Baby hands. Let's not talk about baby hands.
Well, there we are. Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy holidays. And then it's half term. Half term week. So if you have children,
good luck.
You might have it this week, coming week, or you might have it the week after. It does vary sometimes, but we have got it in 2 weeks' time.
Indeed.
I don't know, it's only Flynn. It's like one.
Flinjita, please. That's his Moroccan Indian name.
Right. Have a great week. Happy Valentine's Day.
Ciao.
Keep listening. Au revoir.
L'amour.
Tschüss.
Gros bisous.